And now the Nigerian equities market reopened on a brighter note on the first trading day, Tuesday in 2023. The bullish mood pushed market capitalization to 28 trillion naira. The oil share index ASI of the Nigerian Exchange Limited rose by 344.6 absolute points, representing a gain of 0.67% to close at 51,595.66 basis points. Accordingly, investors gained 188 billion naira in value as market capitalization went up to 28.103 trillion naira. The upturn was impacted by gains recorded in medium and large capitalized stocks, amongst which are Boa Foods, Fitson Healthcare, PZ Cussons Nigeria, United Bank for Africa, UBA that is, and Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, NACO. As measured by market breadth, market sentiment was positive as 22 stocks gained relative to 11 losers. Boa Foods recorded the highest price gain of 10% to close at 71 naira 50 kobo. John Holt followed with a gain of 9.59% to close at 80 kobo, while Prestige Assurance went up by 9.52% to close at 46 kobo. NACO went up by 9.38% to close at 7 naira, while UBA appreciated by 9.21% to close at 8 naira 30 kobo. On the other hand, Chalarams led the losers chart by 9.82% to close at 2 naira 2 kobo. Computer Warehouse Group CWG followed with a decline of 8.91% to close at 92 kobo, while FCMB Group went down by 8.83% to close 3 naira 51 kobo. Meanwhile, Honeywell Flour Mills lost 5.98% to close at 2 naira 20 kobo, while Japan Gold and Ventures shared 3.57% to close at 27 kobo. The total volume traded declined by 63.9% to 321.675 million units, valued at 4.350 billion naira and exchanged in 4,122 deals. Joining us for more on this is Ambrose Omodio, the Chief Research Officer at Investigator Consulting. He's right here with me in the studio. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Perpetua.
All right, so where do we even start from? Talk to us, give us a review of the opening, the first trading day in 2023. What are your thoughts?
I would say that the market is open on a good energy. When I mean energy, we are seeing buying power increasing for the first trading day. Market at about 100% buy position against 0% sell position. What we saw about 11% down, just profit taking in low cap stocks, not having much impact on the index. That I saw that you guys almost getting about 0.7% up. For me, it's a good one. And also, if you look at the class of stock that we are on the gainers chart or the table, what you call it, you see that this is stock that, as you mentioned, we have light cap, low and the medium cap. It tells you that investors are also extending their position in terms of dividend paying period. Not forget that I said in this program that from now to the end of the first quarter, we want to see numbers coming. We're supposed to see MPC meeting coming toward the end of this month, and also an inflation figure for the month of December also coming out. This is going to guide investors. That's why the good thing is that investors in the market have seen that. I would say that time and price is very key. That the short-term period for them to make money.
Price momentum.
Yes, yeah. It's already there. And don't forget again that what has happened in the market in the last let's say 2 months are giving investors where are we heading to. Globally, we're seeing a trend change in terms of inflation and also rate. Then we have seen the Treasury bill for 3 consecutive period of their option declining, and now add to also federal government bond, savings bond for the month of December was up. For first one for January also have declined. You can see that the rate is also declining. When you see rate going down, what does it do? It tells you that liquidity is likely to be available for people to enter equity space, and also equity space in the short term.
When you're done, I'd like you to talk about what's responsible for the declining rates over there. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. If you look at equity space, you know that the yield are still in 2 digits for those that want to take those companies that are high payout. But if you look at the average market yield for equity market, it's between 6 and 7%, and that is also above even closer to what a whole year of 9% for Treasury bill, and even see savings bond declining also around the 11 to 10. For me, these are the attraction that people are entering equity now to come back again. I tell you that money will look for where there's higher return and lesser risk. But now they're seeing that despite there's kind of declining yield and rate in fixed income, we're seeing opportunity in equity space. And we know that this is the end of the year. That most companies that has a year end December will be paying their dividend between now and end of match. For other people, I think let's take that dividend, because I said earlier, if you look at the dividend yield in the market, they are impressive. Between, these are between 11 and 14, the highest in the market, which is above. Despite that, yes, inflation is 21.47, but you can see that these are both. But then you can calculate it in the less than 3 months, 4 months. You still come back to do your fixed income instrument. That for me, see that for this first quarter, we expect the market to remain in this direction, but especially for this January, we expect this volatility to continue on the trend that as we are seeing more unaudited accounts, that will give us insight what we expect from this company, and those that will come as early filers in February also give. But the first start of the year for me is a good one. If you look at the volume traded, it's above the average traded market volume for a day. It's a good one compared to what we saw the last trading, about 900 and something million shares. Now we're seeing about 321 million shares. Tell you that it's still above the average for me. Market is still very, very strong. But investors, like we said, should not be carried away with an upside market. Don't be carried away with the market going on. If you have made profit, this is time to take your profit. What I mean by taking profit, you might not sell all your position. You know what to do, what you are getting, and waiting. That's the market that take you. Or if by tomorrow or today now, that's the market, people take profit, you will be complaining. Oh,
is it advisable to take profits before dividend payment? It
depends on your investment objective. That is why everybody in the market has different goal why they are in the market. Okay. If you are capital, guys in the market, you don't need to do dividend, but we're looking for factors that will drive the price, and that's why I say dividend was supposed to drive the price. Then if you know how to take profit, you know how to take profit. That's why you must know how to combine your technical and your fundamental. Because I tell you that even though company fundamental is good, the right price to sell, that right to price with what technical analysis. Because now, for example, you say Nestle is good. Nestle at 980,000, 980 naira. People were still not buying. Now it has crossed 1,000 again. You still get as one at 1,500. No, you know where should be the market want to sell. That's why I said whether the price is low, fundamental is good. Whether the size fundamental is good, then if you know exactly when. That's why buying and selling should be what. Look at your technical analysis, so that the right price to buy, the right price to sell. Because if you are keeping up, I'm a long-term investor, the same stock that carry up, you are smiling in your house that, oh, I've made so million. The same stock will come down. You say, in your eye, you didn't take profit when it was there. That's why I think Nigeria should take that psychology. Let's try not to take profit. Don't be carried away with upside market or because I'm a long-term market investor, buy and hold. I said here in this program, this is not on Monday, that this time for you to what we call consistent growth strategy, not buy and hold. Because in a market where there's a circle, in an economy where there's a circle, buy and hold does not work for everybody. Then
I think you're beginning to preach something new now, but no, that's okay. I'm listening. You said it on Monday, talking about you're not an apostle of buy and hold. Yeah. People should take, have
the advantage of the cycle. Yes, growth. You know exactly when to be in the market and when to out of the market. If you know that you can enter position for 90 days, for 1 week, for 1 month. Yes, you can also have portfolio for what? For long term. That's why I always advocate of having 2 portfolio. One long term for you and one for short term, because as that long term, after you're watching your short term making money to buy long term, you know what is happening in the market. You can only know exactly to exit your work.
So what kind of stocks are we looking at for someone who is looking at, who wants to do the long term haul? What kind of stocks are we looking at?
They don't need to mention stock exactly, but I want to give you a scenario. As we look at now, already an environment where price of fuel has gone up.
Okay.
You expect that this have impact on what? On these companies that are in that sector. You should be buying into that company now.
Okay.
Then when you see the results coming up, what you do? You know that this is going to be forever. If another government can find, they say, okay, let's slow down on subsidy removal. Then this sector, you can see that you remain flat. But if they also increase remove subsidy, they still perform, price go up, don't do well. Also look at that product sector where the demand for their products are high. You know that means look at they'll be in money. You should know what to plan. We're not going to plan in this term for long term. But look at banking sector also. You should understand the business cycle and the policy around that, because I'll tell you, after election, we're supposed to see a policy shift in Nigeria. I also call it economic reset. Yeah, that policy will also create another opportunity for investors to make money. But for me, this is not time for you to panic, but don't keep your eye away from the market, because things can change tomorrow. Why I say tomorrow, investors, traders can say, so let me just start exiting. Now you'll be panicking because you didn't take decision at the right time. But if you have set a target when you are entering, let's tell people that as a good trader or investor, as you are buying stock, your stop loss, your profit target should be in your what? Along with that price, because you have set it already that at this stop loss I should exit to kind of protect my portfolio. At this profit taking I should take my profit. If you have all these things, you won't be allow either bandwagon effect or market direction to take, because you have set target when you are entering, you know why you are entering, know when to exit. Then you become a good investor or intelligent investor, because you have put all the things in there to guide you.
All right. As we expect the full year results and probably fourth quarter results, what should investors and traders do now?
No, for those that are traders, you don't wait to see the result before you start buying. we have known the trend of a company performance. We have look at your chart. Like today now, what I want to look at this, I've drawn a chart that I want to guide us today. Market has crossed almost 51 now, around 51 500. The next resistance is about 51 740. Then the next one 52. That means it's market will break out these two today. Either 51 750 or 52. It tells the market is. And also don't forget that the price of Ether is still relatively low compared to where it's coming from. It has touched almost 2,000 naira. Now it's below 1,800, around 1,600. Dangote Cement has not moved, still remain around 261. It's a thought that touched 300 naira. BUA is still making move. Now I can see almost 100 million volume in BUA this morning. You have to turn it up again or down. You can see BUA food. You can see also anything that will not move. I believe that this market is likely to surpass the 54,000 mark we saw earlier in May. But the thing that will drive it there. But one thing is that election is coming closer, and people are confused. Should I buy or stay at the fence? I say this time to buy, because if we're already in a stock, they're going to pay dividend in what? In February, or I'm going in February, and that February we're going to have an election. If the two come together, they kind of coincide. A company will use a better number, and what? An election comes successfully. It becomes a boom. Because if election comes, you see people want to take position because election has come and gone. We have gotten president. For that, you see that also attract foreign investment. Now, I tell you, it might not be massive, but once we get it right in election, like I said earlier, that policy shift also will attract funds. We expect that there will be kind of reset in the exchange market already. That will attract foreign investors. When they start coming, already we have dominance in the market as local investors. When they come, that will be a plus for the market. Liquidity market will go up.
All right, let's look at your chart.
Yeah, good. Thank you for that. Yes, like I said as I was talking, if you look at this chart, I want to start with a daily chart. You see, we have broken out the first green line here, straight line, resistance line. We're now up to another one. But there's a kind of a dotted line up here. This way I'm targeting about 52,200. But the next strong support level for the resistance level for the market, is 51,742. The next one is also 52,000. Across of it, at this other line, tell you that market has also catch fire for that language. Now, for me, investors should not panic. On a weekly chart, on a daily chart, market is looking very strong. I want to show you the weekly chart. The weekly chart, you can see here, market is maintaining a V shape, and a V shape in technical analysis tells that the trend is likely to continue. That is the meaning of that V shape. That means the uptrend, the power behind the momentum is still very, very strong. You can also see it on your what we call relative strength index here, still looking up above 59 on a weekly chart. Tells you that market is seriously strong. For me, investors will just hold on. But if you want to quickly look at the monthly chart, which is the last one I want to look at, monthly chart, you can see for yourself that for the past almost 2 months now, already the 4th of December, market has been on uptrend. Market have broken out the trend line, the downtrend line, now an uptrend. For me, there's no need for panicking in the market, and rather buy into good stock. And yet, as we speak, there are some stocks that's relatively cheap and attractive for investors to buy, but know the right time to enter stock and the right time to exist. That is the meaning of chart. Chart will always tell you what to do. Don't just sit down or stand on one leg looking at your fundamental loan. You have to know how to combine the two. That is where you can stay ahead of the market. Go and check every successful investor or trader in the world. They know how to make effective use of this technical and fundamental to achieve a good result. And I will encourage you, go for knowledge and also get your material and know how to chart. Plus what you know, I will tell you the market will be a place for you to grow wet.
Well, let's look at the 2023 budget, which has just been signed into law. So what are the expectations? Is it supposed to change anything in the market? What should we expect? Yeah, for me, it has an impact on the market, fine, but not immediately as we speak now. Because I'll tell you, budget is already on a deficit. We want to borrow more to finance the budget, and that has a way of impacting the fixed income market positively. But another thing is that already we have seen a decline in rate. It's a sign that the CBN or government might not borrow at high rate people are expecting. Because if you want to borrow on a high rate, we'll have cost to service them. Already, we're confident that we're using more than how many percent of our budget to service debt. If you further increase rate, and I know why we're slowing down, if you further increase rate, the government is going to borrow on a high rate, and that also will cost them money to service. And also, it also put the corporate body also on a high jump, because if government is also borrowing a high rate, how will a corporate body compete? Because the government now dominates the market. I believe that for people that are thinking this will part physical market, it's possible, but let's see the trend of the rate, because rate will determine where. Because if government is going to bring down rate, don't forget at the beginning of 2021, you saw rate was low and government were borrowing, and they take advantage of that. If they also try to keep it down, but I believe that globally, as trying to improve in 2023,
Yes, there's a fear of recession, but I believe that it is on different domain, not generally the whole world. If some economy are able to manage the economy and they are in progress, they are making progress in the economy, they don't need of fear of a recession. But here, our GDP have remained in green. That's why that is declining. We have not entered, back to our recession. But as you know, I don't see us going to recession, because the new government that is coming should come with a strategy. That's why Nigeria should just open that and look at, and see and hear what these people have for us. Because the one that's coming to tell us story, we should know. The one that's going to tell us how to achieve this. They're not just telling us what you want to do. The how is what you want to know. How, all the time attached to it. Not just coming to tell us you want to do this. No. So we'll give us time. The next 6 months I'm in government. In the next 4 months I'm going to this what I will do. And that's what Nigeria also should sit down to ask questions this time. Not to just sit at the back of the chair of the car. Let's stay at the front with the presidency, whoever the government, to see what they are doing. Let them be accountable to us. But I believe that no fear for our economy. Things are still not that, but like I said, CBN, they're having first MPC meeting this month at the end of the year. I don't believe they're hiking it to another like 100%, 100 basis point or 150. We might say something like 50 or flat. Because if you take it out from the beginning of the year, election around the corner, you might put the economy into a bad mode. For me, you can leave it for either the same 16.5 or just 50 to make it 17, or leave it flat. But if you do 100 again at this point, that would be a hit on the economy.
Well, we'll see about that. Very quickly, the securitization of the means and ways. What's your thought on it?
When I had the Senate president and talking about that, to just inform them this one. Do you know what? If you are printing money, you're also going to find a way of increasing inflation. Yes, CBN have moved to call up all the money outside the circulation back to the government bank cover, so they're able to make effective the policy that will also control inflation. If you continue to use your means and way, you are creating more money. That's already inflation. Even though you are going to, as you said, going to securitize it. Even though you are going there, you are going to create inflation for yourself. I think this is that we should think less of that, because printing money is not a good thing for us.
But they are saying that, the president was saying that if you don't securitize it now, at the end of the day, we're paying about 1.8 trillion naira as debt servicing for this year alone.
Yeah, okay, then who will buy who will buy it? Does it mean that we'll go and buy it?
Well, they can tie it to developmental projects.
If they are talking about that, is another thing. It's possible, but I think investors should be wiser now. But yes, we know that only president bond that whether there's economy is bad, the campaign want to pay you, but we have to be very careful too. That's why at this period that we're seeing that globally cost of borrowing is high. Even though you are investing in bond, also think twice. Yes, these might be attractive for you, look good, but I think your money, you need to have to protect your money. That's why they said there's no risk in bond, there's the element of risk in bond.
All right, let's have your parting shot before we wrap up this conversation.
I see the trend, the positive sentiment and trend continue today. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I see it continue today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, I've been speaking with Ambrose Amodio, the Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Consulting. Still to come, cashless policy of the CBN may deepen, the bank says cash-based payment will naturally reduce by 2025 as the new Naira notes circulate in the economy. That's a focus when we come back from this break. Stay with us.